Well, hello everyone, and welcome to HOGARTH'S Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. The two are interchangeable. As you can probably guess, I'm still struggling with my cold. It's getting a little bit better now. I think it may have actually been a flu, actually, or something like that. So I've got my little inhaler here, my little Vicks inhaler. So I have to go like this, just to clear the airways. And I've been having my little Lemsips and all of that kind of stuff, particularly those in the UK. You'll all know what Lemsip is. Yeah, it's the type of thing you drink when you have a little cold and stuff like that. Thank you for all of your questions, everyone. Lots of questions, really interesting ones. So I'm going to do my best to get through as many of the questions as I can. In a little bit of news, apparently there is a storm on the way for the UK. So let's see how that goes. I've not had a chance to actually look much at that, so I'll catch her, because you know Thursdays is a super busy day for me, because I have my Thursday is one of my client days. Actually, I should give a little shout out. Let's see. who did I see today? Donna, of course, you know who you are. Keely, thank you so much. And what else did I see today? Oh, what have I done with their sheets? Oh, forgive me. Oh gosh. Today's gosh, Keely. Who else did I see? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't find the sheet. But you know who you were. You know who you were. You were with me today. It was Jacqueline. Jacqueline, there you are. Just come to me. Just come to me. So forgive. You'll see there'll be the little cough and splutter and stuff like that. And it is getting better. What I've been enjoying is just resting the voice. So basically, when I'm not talking, I really don't cough and splutter at all. So I've been enjoying that. And then someone's saying here, do the UK still have Vicks inhalers? Yeah, England still have Vicks inhalers. I can't find them anymore in the States. Yeah, we still have them. We still have them, and I thought they'd stop doing them as well, but clearly not. So let's just dive straight into the show. So one of the things I want to mention, obviously, there's lots of Trump questions. So maybe you guys can give me some more clarification on this. But what I understand is that Trump has done an executive order to revoke the Civil Rights Act. I mean, like, what? Still remains to be seen if that will go through, but let me know if that has had immediate effect or if it's going to be challenged in court. He also wants to revoke, isn't it, that element of the Constitution, whereas if you're born in the United States, he wants it to not be automatic to become a US citizen. So if you guys can let me know in the comments, like a little bit of clarification on that. I think that's also another reason why I've been ill as well, because it's just the energy, isn't it? It's just the energy. It's like, oh my God, even though I knew that this stuff would be coming. For those of you that have seen my video, I had to do that part 2, didn't I? Where it was the inauguration video. I did a part 1 and a part 2. Part 1 was too choppy, so I did another one. But in that video, I spoke about a lot of the things of what the energy would be like of this administration based on the inauguration day chart. And basically, he's doing everything that I said that he would. It's kind of uncanny. It's kind of spooky. And particularly when it comes to classified documents and information, because there's a question on that as well. So we'll do that. But let's just dive in so I can get through as many as possible. So here we are. Question number 1. This is a really simple question here. R. Goldberg, you know who you are. Thanks so much for your question. And they ask, is Assad still alive and or his family? My assumption would be yes, but from what I understand, he's not been seen, although Russia confirmed that he fled, that him and his family fled to Russia. So one assumes that he's exiled in Moscow or something like that. Let's see. What's the energy around Assad? Is he still alive? I mean, if we get literally the death card, then maybe not. Or that could also just talk about the end of his tyranny. So let's just see. Assad. What other questions do we have? We've got one on classified documents, as I was saying before. NATO question, Mexico border, Barron Trump. I've avoided reading on him for a long time because he's very young, but of course it's turned out to be very influential. So yeah, I think it's time for a little read, isn't it? Stargate AI and more. Yeah, right. So Assad. Is Assad still alive? It's the energy around Assad. It's the energy around Assad. Energy around Assad. Interesting. All right, from these cards here, it does look like he's alive. Yeah. If we see here, we got the King of Wands. So of course, the King's Suite and the Queen's Suite can always refer to leaders, you know, stuff like that. And he was literally kind of like, you know, the terrible king of Syria. Yeah. Also, as well, the Wands Suite obviously deals with passion, also deals with entrepreneurship, but the shadow of this card can actually be very tyrannical. Yeah. So here we can see the tyrannical king. So it looks like he's alive. Yeah. Could be wrong. If anyone gives me an update, but of course I'm just reading the cards here. If we look here, the next card is the Hermit, yeah, which is the card of what? Retreat, isolation, going within, yeah, going within, coming up with plans, reflecting. So it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? The king, or the dark king, the dark leader, or the tyrannical leader, has gone into a state of reflection, hiding, or isolation. The shadow of the Hermit card can also mean paranoia as well. Paranoia, because obviously he could have easily been killed. Yeah, could have easily been killed. If we look here, we get the 10 of Wands. So again, Wands again. But this is the card of tremendous hard work. Yeah, tremendous hard work. Even feeling overwhelmed. Yeah. And making life a bit more difficult for oneself, because if you notice here, these rods are not being carried efficiently. If this guy bundled up the rods and put them on his shoulder, then they'll be a lot easier to carry. So this, I think, shows as well the scrabble, yeah, the pace at which he had to leave. Yeah, it was because the situation in Syria rapidly deteriorated, didn't it? Rapidly deteriorated. And he had to get out, yeah, had to get out, take him and his family out. If we look here, he gets the 3 of Cups. So what this says to me is not that he and his family are necessarily celebrating. I think it is relief, yeah, assuming they're all alive. I think this is relief, yeah, that they're out, that they managed to basically escape with their lives effectively, yeah. Because if they'd been caught, I'm not saying necessarily that that Assad would have been killed. I'm just so I can sit back a bit here, makes it a bit easier. But if he had been caught, he would have been paraded, all sorts of things. And he may have even just been like publicly executed as well. That could easily have happened. So it's looking like here, him and his family are basically relieved. Yeah, relieved to be out of there. And then we have the Fool card, which can talk about brand new beginnings, making a fresh start. It can also talk about foolishness as well, but in this context, with this celebration here, or this relief, I think this is him basically and his family making a new life for themselves in Russia. I mean, Russia's a big place. He will basically be stuck there indefinitely because there'll be international arrest warrants against him, unless someone else were to do some kind of decree to kind of making him exempt from such stuff. But based on that, it looks like he's alive and he is relieved. Yeah, but you know, I could be wrong. Maybe he is dead, but he's not someone that I've been thinking about a lot. But you see, there wasn't any death card or even the Four of Swords. I can just assume that he's alive. And I think if he was dead, then I think it would have been widely reported as such. But you never know. I could be wrong, but thanks for the question. But he looks like he's alive to me. All right, let's do. So that was question number 1. Let's see here. Here we are. So question number 2. This is coming from Stargate, as this is about Stargate AI. Yeah. So Denise Ferguson asks, on Tuesday, Trump announced a $500 billion infrastructure AI venture called Stargate. Now, those of you that watched my video on the inauguration video, do you remember I said there'll be things to do with outer space, AI, and crypto? Yeah, because I said Uranus is the planet that deals with a lot of that. And Uranus was in the first house of that chart. Yeah. So in his speech, he said they want to be trying to go to Mars. The words came out of Trump's mouth, but really it was Elon. Yeah, scribbled that bit in. And it's so interesting that it's called Stargate. Yeah, Stargate. Anyway, Stargate is a 3-way partnership between OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle. Musk went on social media afterwards stating that based on good authority, the project didn't have the funding. Why did Musk publicly undercut Trump? And will Stargate get their funding? Well, the main one there is because he's jealous. Yeah. Because is it Peter Thiel? Isn't it? Is it Peter Thiel? No. Is it Peter Thiel? The OpenAI guy, anyway, is a big rival to Muskie, yeah. And because, of course, Musk is very thin-skinned, he can't handle any competition. And the guy who founded OpenAI wrote back to him to say, dude, you know, why are you trying to throw shade? We all know that, you know, we got the funding and the money. But that is why Elon would have contradicted there, because I think he's basically jealous and he wants to be queen of the castle, as it were, or king of the castle. So let's see here. Will Stargate get their funding? So if we see Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, which is institutions, we get lots of Pentacle cards, then basically they'll get the funding. But remember too, Trump is more inclined to listen to the last person that spoke to him. So of course, Elon will be doing his best to potentially undercut that. And he doesn't want anyone else to have the big contracts either, yeah? Because he wants to become the world's first trillionaire, yeah? So he needs to keep his rivals at bay. Let's see here, OpenAI, the funding, Stargate AI. And it's basically where they're going to use AI to try and get rid of everyone's jobs, by the way. Mass monitoring, I would imagine, all that kind of stuff with their fascistic leanings. I hope they use it for the positive, but we've seen the douchebaggery on display so far already, haven't we? But that is Uranus, yeah? That's Uranian energy. So where's the shock of the new? Oh. This is quite a complex. Wow. Elon's going to do his best to sabotage it. Yeah. We look here, because it was about OpenAI. Will they get the funding? Yeah. Here, we get the Eight of Cups, which is about walking away, abandoning something, leaving something behind. So I'll be surprised if the project is completely abandoned. I mean, it is. Yeah, Trump announced a $500 billion infrastructure AI venture called Stargate. Three-way partnership between OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle. I think maybe this is more the energy of Musk wanting to walk away from it. Yeah, I think this is more to do with Musk not wanting to give his support. I don't think it's Duck L'Orange. I think it's Musk. If we look here, we've got the Seven of Swords, which of course is trying to get away with something, sneaking around. But it's not just that. With this card, they are weakening the camp. Yeah. So I think Muskie is coming through here. He wants to weaken and undermine the project. Yeah. Weaken and undermine the project. If we look here, Duck L'Orange does want to make that investment. Yeah, remember, this is the card here, the Seven of Pentacles. I refer to it as the card of ROI, return on your investment. Yeah. So I think this is Trump and the government willing to put the money in. He has announced it after all. Look who else shows up. We get the Empress. Yeah, we get the Empress. Now, as you know, I very much associate this card with Russia. And if anything, I would say that Elon has got even stronger ties with Russia and China than even Duck L'Orange. Yeah, so they're showing up here. So there is an element. I wonder if he's going to try and do some rival thing. And then the outcome card is the Three of Cups. Yeah, Five of Cups. Sorry, Five of Cups. And we see here with this, three of the cups are down and two have spilt blood, but two are still standing up. So it could be with this sabotage. Yeah, with this sabotage from Elon, he may try and get the project reduced in some kind of way, or he may try and do his own rival project, but maybe he doesn't get rid of it completely because there's still two cups standing up here. So I'm going to pull a clarifier on that one. But Elon wants to undermine it. Absolutely, he does. He's very jealous. Very thin-skinned. Let's just see here. Ah, look at that. Look at that. I get the devil here reversed. Yeah, the devil reversed. So, I mean, this isn't a great card anyway. Yeah. And the fact this card is turned up reverse, it means it's like when the card is the right way up, it's not a great card. It can talk about attachments and corruption, etc., and all this kind of stuff. But when it's reversed, this can talk about psychosis, severe mental illness, severe addiction. Yeah, I think this is talking about Elon, because isn't he on ketamine and all of this kind of stuff? Yeah. This can also talk about pathologies of all kind. Someone who's basically kind of psychotic, pathological. So Elon has this pathological desire to be the only show in town in terms of influence over Trump. And this is why he's not wanting other projects to take place. But this is also the energy of someone that could self-implode. Yeah, could self-implode. He could just go off the rails. He could just completely lose his mind. I mean, I think he's sort of kind of lost his mind already with his Nazi salutes. Yeah, which we all know what it is. That the people defending this stuff, saying, "Oh no, it was just him saying I give my heart to the emperor." Yeah, I think, wasn't it in George Orwell or something like that? It was basically, you know, in terms of the state, in the sense of you will be taught not to believe your lying eyes, effectively. So it's not, that's not how it is. But we know with the Orwellian stuff, we're seeing blatant things now, and we're being told it's something else when really we know what it is. But this is because Elon's kind of psychotic. He's really not well. This is very disturbed. Yeah, when the devil shows up, it's sketchy anyway. But when it's reversed, that's very sketchy. Wow. So I think that funding will still go ahead, but Elon's going to try and sabotage it. So maybe it gets chopped up a little bit, or he convinces Doc Larange to maybe do something different. But it shows that Elon is pathological. It's pathological. Wow. All right, let's see who's here in the chat. Oh, thank you. Thanks so much for your donation. So Silver is saying, "Hi, Hogarth, sending much love and light in these difficult times in Switzerland. May I ask you to have a look at Musk, and if his disgusting Nazi salutes, which he did twice, will they have any consequences for him?" Good question. And while we're on the topic of Musk, we may as well just quickly pull on that. Yeah. My instinct, sadly, is no. Because he should have faced consequences already. There should be global outrage about this. And I think it underlines my point, as you guys know, I've been making for a long time now, where I said legacy media really has sort of backed a lot of this. They've sane washed a lot of things. They kind of talk things down and mollify, and, oh, it's not really this, maybe it's that, you know, because really it's all owned by corporate billionaires. Let's just see. I think what is clear to those that are sane is that Elon is going insane. Yeah, particularly with that devil card. And if that devil card comes back, it will only reinforce it. Forgive me all this phlegm and coffee. Because the talking, of course, brings everything up. Let's see here. What's going on with Elon? Will he face any consequences? It's outrageous. Everyone in Germany and Austria is absolutely disgusted, of course, where it's banned. Quite a lot of countries, the Nazi salute is banned, including Australia. Oh. Wow. Do you know what? I'm glad you asked that question. The cards he gets is, because the question was like, will it affect him? Let me just read it again. Yeah. Which is, "Hi, Hogarth, sending much love and light in these difficult times in Switzerland. May I ask if you will have a look at Musk, and if his disgusting Nazi salute, he did it twice, will have any consequences for him?" Looks like it may do. If we look here, he gets the 5 of Pentacles, which is the card of being out in the cold, or being isolated. It can also do with poverty. He's obviously the richest man in the world, so it's not going to apply in that kind of sense. I think this is more to do with a moral poverty. but it's also to do, it can also be to do with sickness as well. Yeah, this card has a lot to do with sickness, stuff like that. Oh, what's going on? Did you see? Ah, can you still hear me? What's going on? Yeah, all good. Do you see? Do you see the energies? That's the thing. This is why I have to be careful as well with my energy as well, because I tend to interfere with my equipment. Anyways, so if we look here, so I think this is in a sense of him morally being out in the cold. He's going to have offices in the White House, so obviously people are going to still lick, spittle, and kiss his butt. Yeah, but you can see there is an element here of isolation. Here, we in the obstacle position, we have the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, which is normally quite a positive card, but if the first card is a bit negative, then of course we can really consider this obstacle position to be really that case. So this here, when the Wheel of Fortune is reversed, the little demon here is on the top. Yeah, which means, what it means is, it means a person is more inclined to bad luck. Yeah, or their life has taken a more negative route. Yeah, because of various decisions that they've made and what have you. But here, so it's like his demons it's like his inner demons, I think, are getting the better of him. Yeah, and then look at the next card. Yeah, we got the Ten of Swords, which is a card of betrayal, backstabbing. It can deal with failure or the end. Yeah, tens tend to deal with endings and stuff like that. So I still believe that Duck Larange is going to do a switcheroo. Yeah, we'll do a switcheroo on some point on Elon. Yeah, I really do. The second, like, Elon starts to become this heavy, and like, he's got, but Duck Larange will get tired of him, I'm sure. Anyway, if we look here, we've got the Judgment card. So I think a lot of what he's done, you know, he's faced obviously quite rightly, quite literally negative judgment on that, as he should. And then here is the Six of Swords, which is about exit stage left. Yeah, wanting to move to smoother waters. So for some people, Elon may have taken it too far. We'll have to see how he goes. Yeah, because he's going to have his offices in the White House. We'll have to see. But with that, remember that Devil card reversed. He's highly unstable. Highly unstable. Yeah, highly unstable. All right, let's have a look here to see who's around. Oh, someone says, holy shit, basically. I didn't hear that one. Oh, someone's saying they started ICE raids in Boston today. Wow. And then Robin saying birthright citizenship. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah. Ah, yes, but then Judge blocked the citizenship issue. This is true. So yeah, Chris says, yeah, unfreaking believable. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's madness. I mean, what I would say is, even when one anticipates these things, it doesn't make it any easier. It certainly doesn't make it any easier for me. If anything, it just feels all the more tragic, because this was so avoidable. And I just really feel for those that wanted a bit, you know, wanted a better outcome. They wanted to support the Democrats and stuff. And you look, I must say, I won't voice my full feelings here, but I think we can all agree, you know, there's certain things that the Democrats didn't do, particularly in terms of challenging things and stuff like that. We can look at that a bit more. But the point is, the choice was so obvious, wasn't it? The choice was so obvious. Yeah, and then someone's saying here, it's already changed by a judge in Seattle. Mountain Sage is saying, hello, Hoagie and everyone. And then Mona is saying, just about everything he's doing is being challenged in the courts. Yeah, hilarious. I mean, they have to. I mean, it's the only recompense. But he knows he's got the Supreme Court on his side. Let's see. Federal judge said he can't do that, can't do anything against the Constitution. Yeah, he just thinks he can. And then you can't change the Constitution at a stroke of the pen. But the fact that he's really trying, isn't it? And Jerry here says, hello all. I've got one of your questions, Jerry. Let's see here. And here we are. For the government, it's immediate. Hi, Mickey. For the government, it's immediate. We are feeling the effects right now, bombarded with emails about the changes. Wow. Thanks for that, Mickey. That information there. One of the things I want to say before I forget, and I was having this chat today with Donna, and I think, look, with these robber barons, yeah, effectively, what is it that they care about? The only thing they care about is the money, yeah? They've got immense power, immense influence and stuff. The only way to hurt them is in the pocketbook. And I think it's reaching the time where the only way they're going to change or adjust is if they don't get their money. And as you know, if you think of how convenient Amazon is, for example, I use Amazon for certain things, but I do buy locally as much as I can. But I think particularly anyone watching, or Democrats in general, or those that are kind of pro-democracy, if they're independent or what have you, or if anyone who wants to see a change, it might be time to literally to start boycotting, you know, boycotting these things, yeah? Because when they get hurt in the pocketbook, so like, basically, I can't tell people what to do, but is it really a good idea to keep supporting Tesla, you know, to keep buying Teslas? Yeah, you can, like, that's a choice where you can choose, you know, something else. Amazon, of course, is a bit more tricky because he's so ubiquitous and so convenient, but maybe buying local as much as you can. Buy local as much as you can, maybe the odd little odd little thing on Amazon here and there, yeah? Facebook is another one. I have a Facebook page where people can leave reviews on that page, you know, so people can see, you know, that I'm legit and that I deal with real people, etc. But aside from that, I hardly use Facebook, hardly use it at all. So there's all of these things, and like people swapping from X to, what is it, Blue Sky, you know, there are ways, but I think it has to be tactical and economical. Yeah, economical. Right, let's get to question number 3. So this is coming from Dark Goddess. Thanks so much for your question. And this is about classified documents. So they say, Dark Goddess says, hi, Hogarth. Hope you're feeling much better. My question is in regards to Dr. Larange's statement about releasing classified documents. Yeah? Now, do you remember I said that by transit, the Great Awakening is happening for Trump on the personal level in his 8th house? And do you remember I said the 8th house is sex, death, rock and roll, but it also deals with espionage, secrets, yeah, investments, stuff like that. So you can see he's become a crypto billionaire now because he did a pump and dump here on his coin. So many of his people have lost a ton of money by that way, so they're beginning to regret already. But the 8th house does deal with secrets, yeah, does literally deal with secrets. And I said, I think he's going to be doing stuff where he might be revealing secrets. So this is what he's announced, isn't it? So releasing classified documents, will he actually release the unredacted JFK UFO? And he said he's also going to do Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as well. He said that as well. We'll see. On one hand, you know, releasing the documents on Dr. Martin Luther King, but then revoking civil rights, you know, whatever. So JFK and UFO docs to the public. Thanks so much for your insight. Get well soon. So let's see if he's actually going to do it. I think he is, because Duck Larange loves that kind of stuff. Yeah. And you've heard me say before, because people are like, well, he doesn't like to read. He does like to read. He just likes to read classified documents, and he likes to eat them as well. Yeah, it's probably why he's such a fan of Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, literally, he's like, do you remember that? I mean, can you believe it that people voted for this guy, a guy who eats classified documents. I mean, it's just so beyond, isn't it? But let's see the energy on that. He has signed the paper. So I saw the clip of him signing it. I think we all know, but you know what happened with, you know, JFK, etc. There've been conspiracy theories on that for years. Let's not forget too as well that RFK is now part of the government, and I think that would have been one of his conditions for joining. So because obviously, you know, his father and all of that stuff, and his family, the assassinations. Was it his uncle? That's it. No, his uncle was JFK, isn't it? But then his own father was assassinated. Either way, is, you know, it's significant for him. So let's see. What's the energy of releasing those documents? And the UFO stuff as well. And also as well, Duck Larange is also setting himself up a pretext. Yeah. Maybe an excuse to stay. Yeah. Because if he reveals how previous significant people, oh, look at this, were assassinated, then he can say, he can use that as leverage, maybe to even try and stay. Wow. Do you know what? I think it's going to happen. If we look here, we see here the 10 of Swords, yeah, but you can see he's been stabbed in the back. This person has basically been what? Assassinated. Yeah. So you can see here that the energy is there. That this really is the card, because we're talking about classified documents, assassination. There you are. Doesn't say it as clear, more clearly than that, doesn't it? And then look, the next card here is the Sun, which is about what? Illumination, bringing everything into the light. Yeah. So assassinations or things of that matter being brought into the light. Here, though, we get the 5 of Pentacles, which of course, again, is like feeling out in the cold, impoverishment, etc. But I think this is going to be talking about people's perceptions, maybe even about the government itself. Yeah. But I think this is also would be talking about those that have been maybe discussing these conspiracy theories for a long time, that have felt isolated. But could this also isolate Duck Larange from the intelligence community as well? Yeah, could be that. Could it be that? If we look here, look, we got the 5 of Wands, which is talking about internal conflict, castanation, lack of agreement or concord. So I think the release of these files could really put a cat amongst the pigeons. Yeah. And then here, you see we got the 10 of Pentacles coming out, which is the establishment. Man, this is the establishment, the legacy that one leaves behind. So I think Duck Larange is seeing this as part of his legacy under his administration to release this stuff. So I think it's going to happen. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't. And I literally saw him signing it in. Yeah, yeah. And with that stellium, like I said, that happening in his 8th house in his personal chart, which does deal with secrets and stuff. I think he's going to do it. Yeah. Yeah, they'll be released. I don't know when, but probably quite soon. Wow. Thanks so much for that question. There we are. And wow, there's 674 of you with me right now. Much appreciated. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying the show. Apologies for my little coughs and splutters and little retches from here and there. Still getting over my cold. But yes, so and please, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Yeah, some people are saying here, Barron, seeker of the light and peace, saying Barron looks disturbed and trying to please daddy. We've got a little one. I'll do a quick read on him if I can. And then Joel's saying, hello, Hogarth. We still have inhalers in high. I just checked that the OTC aisle at any corner store. Yes, in the UK, inhalers have to be on prescription. Yeah, like asthma inhalers and stuff like that. If it still drags on for another few days, I might take it to the next level. But what I found really good is oregano oil. Excellent with viruses. Yeah, because really these things, like, it's a cold. Basically, I've got a stubborn cold. And when I started inhaling and rubbing the argan oil with some olive oil on my chest and stuff, I'm going to do it again tonight. Wow, turn the corner. So I'll keep going. But thanks so much for that tip. In the UK, we need to have a prescription. All right, let's go to, but you never know. It's still worth a try, isn't it? I could go to Boots, have a little look. Right, where's question number 4? Ah, right. NATO question. And then Mexico border, and then Barron Trump, if I can squeeze it in. And this is, I'm going to stick these two together. So, so the first one has come in from C. Grendy, and they've kind of broken it down, and then I'll read the next part and sort of like try and answer it together. So C. Grendy says, is NATO, the ICC, etc., actively investigating the previous US election? Yeah? If so, will we see action brought by these outside agencies against Elmo, which they mean Elon, I think, or 45 for their shenanigans in this past US election? Will non-US groups monitor the USA's future elections to prevent corruption? Yeah, so there's that. Then Jerry says, Trump has recently made a reference to Elon helping him win the election via his knowledge of computers. Remember what I said about Duck L'Orange? Duck L'Orange always confesses to his crimes. Yeah, always confesses. Yeah. I mean, the fact he can say what, anyway, it's just so frustrating, isn't it? So anyway, Trump has recently made reference to Elon helping him with the election via his knowledge of computers. Will there be any repercussions to this interference, of election interference, which could result in him being removed from office? So I'm going to read on the energy of that. But what I would say is this. And in the sense of, I'll see what the cards have to say. But Duck L'Orange has already gotten away with so much. Yeah, so much. He staged an insurrection. Yeah, he staged an insurrection. And not even that was enough for, you know, he took those classified documents. Yeah, not even just one or two, stacked up to the ceiling. Yeah. So for that, let's just see. Let's just read the energy on it. I don't want to prejudge it. Let's just see what the energy is. All right, and there's 680 of you, 682 of you now. Thank you so much. And that's a bit of a record for me. All right, what's this energy? NATO, outside bodies, etc. Now, the thing is, what we need to remember with NATO is that it relies a lot on what? US funding. Yeah, US funding. And in the past, he has threatened to defund NATO. Yeah, so we need to remember that. Let's have a look. 698. What if we hit 700? Let's have a look, see. Yeah, let's have a look, see. NATO, outside agencies. Ooh. Oh, this is a mixed bag. Yeah. This is how I think it's going to go. This is how I think it's going to go. Oh, 705 now. Thank you. This is how I think it's going to go. Here we see the King of Swords, yeah, which talks about, this can talk about legalities, astuteness. Remember as well, also associate this card with accounting. So, but it's not just that, it's legalities, yeah, legalities, sharpness, astuteness. I think there is an awareness in bodies outside of the UK that things weren't quite right, yeah, because this is someone investigating something, yeah, but it's not happening obviously in the USA, yeah. Part of that is this, yeah. We see the next card here. We've got the High Priestess, which can be the card of subterfuge. This card in the shadow can have a predatory nature, but it can be, when you're reading on politics, it can talk about a clandestine nature. So here, of course, in the election, something clandestine happened, yeah, but it's not been easy to prove, but most importantly, it wasn't challenged, was it? It wasn't challenged. Again, I don't want to go too much into critique and stuff like that. And in fact, I would actually prefer maybe some of the American readers to kind of speak on this more, because not everyone appreciates when a non-American talks about these things. But let's just say I think there more could have been done. And I think that's a fair point, isn't it? Because there were allegations quite early on that there would have been some kind of cheating, some kind of subterfuge, and then Trump basically declared, yeah, he's like, oh, thank you, Elon, for knowing those machines so well. Thank you so much. Whoopie doo. And everyone just kind of went, okay. It's like, really? Like, really? Yeah. For me, the second, anyway, never mind. I don't want to drag on. But look, subterfuge, yeah, subterfuge, alternative agendas. If we look here, we do get the Judgment card, yeah, and as you can see here, the people rising up in judgment, etc., having to face the clarion call. The way I'm interpreting this is, I think there will be an investigation. People may not like this, but this is how I'm seeing it. There will be an investigation, but not until Duck L'Orange has passed. Yeah, you see here, yeah, Four of Swords, which is the card of retirement. But as you know, when I'm reading politics, this can mean the end. Normally, can mean the end of someone's career. So it's either when Duck L'Orange's career is over, but we know he's never going to want to leave. I think this is when he's gone. Yeah, when he's actually exited stage left. That might be the time when they actually investigate the clandestine nature of what happened in the election. And then we see here, we've got heartbreak. Yeah. So people will feel very, very upset about that. So I think there will be an investigation at some point. Yeah. There's legality of things that happened in the election of a clandestine nature. There will be judgment on that, but also as well, judgment on those that didn't challenge. Yeah. But when Duck L'Orange is gone or incapacitated, or his career is no longer going, or he's just plain old DEAD, then the full truth will be revealed, and that is heartbreaking. Yeah. So yeah, I think there will be an investigation, but not until Duck L'Orange's exit stage left. That's my interpretation. Let me know what your thoughts are in the questions. All right, let me have a quick slurp of what's left of my lemsip, which is now cold. Let's go on. That was question number 4. Let's go to number 5. Let's see here. Oh, yes. So Raymond says, shout out to Bishop Bood. Is it Bood or Budge? Forgive me. For speaking truth in the brutal face of lies. Like, wow, I think it was so brave. I think that was very, very brave, I must say. And that's one of the few times where we've seen someone speak truth to power. Yeah. Someone's saying Walmart and Walgreens should have them. Just ask in store. But remember, I live in the UK, so we don't have any Walmart. But maybe you're answering someone else in the chat, Joel. Oh, look at this. Someone's saying there's already a lawsuit against Doge. Oh, here we are. Will Trump take revenge against Marianne Budge? the bishop who spoke at his inauguration. I don't think he can take revenge, but he's certainly shown his disdain. And then Raymond is saying, Doge, doing oligarchy, greedy evil. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And again, someone said here, Department of Greed and Evil. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, one would have to agree. And then Ruth saying, thanks, Hogarth, get well soon. All right, let's take a look at question number 5. Yeah. So, so Jerry asks, hi, Hogarth, hope you're feeling better. Trump has declared US-Mexico border a state of emergency and is deploying the military as part of his effort to seal all US borders. Do the cards show if he is planning on using military force to control all of North America in the future? Oh, I had to read on that, didn't I? Had to read on that. So thanks so much for your question, Jerry. Let's have a look, because he's making all sorts of threats, isn't he? You got Muskie doing his Nazi salutes. You got Trump talking more and more. Trump talking more and more about kind of effectively annexing Canada, sovereign country, obviously learning his tips from Putin. Well worth asking the question, isn't it? All right. What's his intentions for North America, i.e. Canada? Yeah. Will there be a hostile takeover? I mean, the fact that we're even having to discuss this is extraordinary, isn't it, guys? The fact that we can be saying, having to ask this question about a US president against an ally, staunch ally, it's extraordinary, isn't it? Oh, 742 of you right now. But that really is a record. Thank you. It's just extraordinary. All right, what's the cards? Canada, hostile takeover. Will there be aggression? Military or economic? We'll see it. We see cards like the Knight of Swords, for example, which is a very aggressive card, or the Tower, or even the Death card can show transformation. Let's see. No, I don't think it will be military. They will be financial. Yeah. I think it will be financial. Here, the 10 of Wands. So what's that showing is that it would be a tremendous amount of work. Yeah. I mean, think about it. What, a ground invasion? A ground invasion of Canada? How could that possibly work? Yeah. It's like, what? Really? When we think about what he's saying. So it would be almost impossible to pull off, but also as well, the international consequences will be quite severe. Yeah. So it'll be a tremendous amount of work, but it'd be very hard to pull off. Yeah. Very, very hard to pull off. Wow. 754 of you right now. Thank you so much for joining me. But, you know, 760. Wow. So he's contemplating it, but in practicality, it would be too difficult to try and carry out. Yeah. If we look here, which is actually technically showing up in the obstacle position, look at this. We get the 4 of Wands, which is about reaching a milestone. But this is also the card that I associate with what? The White House. Yeah. So here, direct is from the White House. Yeah. Which, of course, is Duck L'Orange. Yeah. So it's showing up in that way. We look here, we've got the card of nostalgia. Yeah. The card of nostalgia, looking back into the past, which is so often the card that comes up for elements of the GOP, doesn't it? And I think this nostalgia is for the way things used to be, yeah? When Canada didn't have to worry about a hostile president in the USA. I mean, this is unprecedented. Unprecedented. Canada's never been treated like this before, not by a US president, as far as I'm aware. And if it was a long, long time ago. We look here, we see there's an element here of heartache, yeah? Element of heartache, but around what? Here, something to do with money, messages around money. We've got the Page of Pentacles. And of course, pages are all about messages. So of course, this is messages about money. So I think this is the tariffs, yeah? The tariffs, which I feel it would be one of his biggest mistakes. You've heard me say that before. Like that's one of the ones that's really gonna mess up a lot of things, yeah? But I think he's going to try and do it economically, yeah? He's going to try and make Canada bend the knee economically. And if they go to the right, which I worry that they might do, he's going to try and use them to make them bow even more. That's the sense that I get. All right, so we've got 5 minutes left. Let's take a look at Barron Trump. Now, I've not read on Barron before because he wasn't yet 18 at that time, but he now is, and he's obviously been key in the election. So I think his influence has to be read on. Tamara saying Vivek is running for governor here in Ohio. Oh my God! I mean, Vivek, you know, Ramaswamy, terrible rapper. Well, he's not even a rapper. He just tries it. Here we are. Nick Minx is saying Dump just wants AI to push his money. He's not interested in anything else. Elon is jealous as he's supposed to be the tech guru. I understand, Nick Minx, you're in Ireland and you can't travel back to the UK because of the storm. It's very calm here in London. We'll have to see what happens. Let's see. And if we got here, JFK, there are rumors that he was taken out by the mob. There were, but there are even more that it was an inside job, yeah, CIA, and for entertainment purposes only, just in case someone's tracking the algorithm. And the then vice president, yeah. So, and I actually did for my membership, I actually did a deep dive into JFK's assassination. And you could literally see that it was an inside job. You could literally see. It's in my membership. Anyone's got membership, you can go back and look at that. And I did Martin Luther King as well, and you could see very similar pattern. So, all right, let's take a look at Barron, and then I'll read a few more of your comments. What's this here? So Barbara Almedia says, hi Hogarth. I don't know if anyone else has asked this, but can you do a reading of Barron Trump? He looks like the Omen. Yeah, he does a bit actually. And he gives me the shivers when I see his pictures. In the book and the movie, he was called, she said, I think his name was Damon. It was actually Damien, wasn't it? Damien. And then Nick Minx also asked, Barron was lauded for his role in the election and appears to be embracing the same smug attitude that Daddy has. What do the cards indicate for his future? So let's just see that. Barron's future. Well, they say the apple never falls far from the tree, eh? But he clearly was very influential. He got his dad to go on Joe Rogan, didn't he? Which ended up being a very significant move. You know, I think it's the world's biggest podcast, isn't it? I've never listened to it. I've seen, you know, people, you know, other channels comment on it on his stuff. But that basically came from Barron. Let's see here. So Barron, what's the energy of Barron? What's his future? What's his future? Bloody hell. Oh. I think he might want to be president one day. I know no one wants to hear that, but I have to read the cards. Yeah, I have to read the cards. If we look here we got the Two of Wands. And remember, wands are all about entrepreneurship as well. Passion, entrepreneurship, but particularly the Two and the Three of Wands, because they literally have merchants in them. Just like the Six of Pentacles has a merchant in there, and it's always wearing a red cape. Yeah. So if you see here, this is about making choices, making decisions, but particularly looking out at the world, looking at one's prospects. So Barron is starting to look at himself in terms of the influence he has, maybe as a global influencer, but he's looking to his future. Yeah, he's looking to his future, weighing things up, probably thinking about business, stuff like that, wanting to make choices. Yeah, because that's the card. If we look here in the obstacle position, but if the first card is positive, then it's more reinforcing. And this is interesting because this card, of course, we associate with democracy. Yeah, with democracy. And it won't be Joe Biden in this case, because of course Joe Biden has now moved on. So I think this is there's this kind of a sensitivity there as well. Remember, this card does do with, and people might be like, Baron, how dare you? You know, I have to read the cards, but there's something there. Yeah, maybe that's why he's so quiet. Yeah, maybe that's why he's so quiet. But I think there's ambition there as well. Yeah, he has a global ambition, but his demeanor is quite quiet. Yeah, if we look here, we see the Knight of Cups, which is about messaging as well, making some kind of offer, but it's also known as what? The false knight. Yeah, the false knight. So what this suggests to me is, as his public voice develops, most likely through the administration, he may be used as the envoy. Yeah, a kind of envoy for messaging. Being the envoy for his father, yeah, to message things on policy, particularly when it comes to younger people. Yeah, particularly when it comes to younger people. And this could also talk about things like TikTok and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. And there's this element of alluring language, that kind of thing. Yeah, so we might get to hear more of his voice quite literally with time. Reason why I say he might have ambitions for the White House is because look at this. Yeah. We get the Four of Wands, and as you know, I associate this card with the White House. Many readers do, yeah? But this is about reaching a milestone, a landmark, building security and safety for oneself. But when we're talking about politics, it can literally mean the White House. So it's almost like, is he being groomed for that, or does he see himself in that future capacity? And then the outcome card is the King of Wands, which again can speak to entrepreneurship. So he might be wanting to kind of like get his own business going, you know, maybe some similar grift, you know, with mum and dad, you know, who did their meme coins, you know, making Duck L'Orange a real billionaire actually this time. But it shows here with that top and tail, I think he has ambitions in business. And of course, because all of the big barons, yeah, were at the inauguration, you know, it could be that maybe he gets a senior role there or something like that. But I think he may be groomed to maybe be the president one day. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying that might be something that might be the strategy for, you know, the legacy, particularly once Duck L'Orange is gone. Yeah, once Duck L'Orange has left Earth School. You know, I just have to read the cards, isn't it? Interesting, though. Interesting cards. So I want to say thank you to everyone for asking their questions. Thank you for putting up with my little coughs and splutters and retches and, you know, stuff like that. Thank you to everyone who joined me in the chat. I think I hit a record, which was 760 tonight. Let's see here. Someone here was just saying, time tea helps cut the mucus and acts as an expectorant. Can use the ground thyme in your kitchen cupboard. Thank you. I'll leave on that tip. I've been drinking ginger tea as well. But did you hear, actually, as I went along, less coughing. My voice is actually feeling all right. So maybe here talking with you guys has helped me. So I will leave it there. Thank you so much. You'll see me, of course, on Hogalish, coming up on Saturday. Please, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and press share, just to help this channel grow. So it helps reach more people. And I hope you found that interesting. Great questions tonight. Thanks so much, everyone. And bye for now. Big love. All right. 1 minute.